Okay. Good morning, You Revealed Live family. This is Tracy Knight, your self-mastery coach. I hope all is well. This is a wet Thursday here in Atlanta, and but still a beautiful and amazing day. I'm just so grateful to be alive and to be in my right mind. You know, there's so many things to be grateful for. And I'm just happy, hey Kay, just happy to actually be here with you sitting on the steps, which is what I want to talk with us about today. But before I do that, I want to remind you to like us, tag us, and share us with all of your friends. We're going to be here with you every morning between 7:30 and 9:30. Okay, so today's topic is, why am I going down the steps in the dark? Why am I going down the steps in the dark? Okay, I gotta tell you this story. First of all, do any of you all have just a little bit of OCD? Put it in the, text me. If you have just a little bit of OCD, maybe you have a lot of OCD, that obsessive compulsive nature where, you know, something, you've done it a certain way for so long, and you know, you just consistently do that, you know. I mean, sometimes it doesn't even make sense, but you've just done it that way, and it's like that way is the right way. Okay, so let me tell you about this ridiculous thing that I do. I have a little bit of OCD. I do like order in my life, but in an extreme, order is obsessive compulsive and rigidity. So I do have a tendency to be a little rigid at times, but I've really come up out of that. But something I noticed this morning. So in my house, the light switches, hey Kurt, OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder. So does anybody have any of that? So in my house, the light switches. So I have this thing about, if the lights are off, the light switches should be down. If the lights are on, the light switches should be up. It comes from my childhood. I have no idea. In my house, the light switches were programmed to be down if the lights were off and up if the lights were on. And somewhere in my psyche, I believe that that is the right way to for the lights to be. Now, I know this sounds ridiculous, and I am getting to a point here. So I go about my house, like in my basement, I have two light switches, one at the top and one at the bottom. And so sometimes the light switches get like mixed up, you know, where the lights may be on, but the light switch is down. And when I tell you, it irritates me. Even at the top of my steps, sometimes the light switches are off because I have like 3 different places. Hey, Vincent. Hey, Janice. I have like 3 different places where the light switch could be up or down, and the lights could be on or off. And it irritates me. So this morning, so I've been in this practice where I'm like, okay, Tracy, relax. It does not have to be this way. We're learning. This is just a habit. It's just a habit that came from your childhood. It was in your childhood. You thought that this was the right way. You believe this became a conditioning. It became a belief that this is the way that it should be in the world, but it's not the truth. It's okay if the light switch is up and the lights are off. Okay, so I've been working on practicing, you know, whenever I feel the compulsion to go and fix the light switches. This morning I get up, I'm coming down the steps because I want the light switches to be in the right way. I'm getting ready to go down the steps in the dark. It's 5 o'clock in the morning because I'm going to boot camp. It's 5 o'clock in the morning, and I had to stop myself and say, what kind of insanity is it for you to walk down the steps in the dark when you have the availability to have light, but you are choosing to continue to do something in the same way just because it's the way that you have always done it. Now, you know where I'm going with this, right? Just because it's the way that you've always done it doesn't make it the right way, doesn't mean that it works for your life. It doesn't mean that it won't injure you. Clearly, if I come down the steps in the dark, even though I know my way, it is a higher probability that I will hurt myself in this compulsion. And I'm only compulsive about it because it's a habit. That is how we are in our life. We are coming down the steps in the dark when the light switch of our higher power is already there. And she is saying to us, baby, just turn on the light switch. If you just come on and allow yourself to get this light that I'm trying to share with you, to get this truth that I'm trying to share with you, your whole life will be turned around. Your whole life will be illuminated. Your whole life will be easier. Your whole life will be safer. All you have to do is to allow yourself to recondition your mind, and everything is a condition of the mind. Everything in your life is a condition of the mind. And if we allow ourselves to recondition, to first of all recognize that it is just an obsessive compulsive habit that we have indoctrinated ourselves to, which basically means that we have come into agreement on it and have said we're going to adopt this for our life, we can do the same thing to let it go. Now, it will take some practice, but all we have to do is to say yes to letting it go. See, there is more than one way to get to an outcome. And sometimes the other way of doing it is better, is safer, we get greater outcomes, it's easier, it's more productivity, you're happier, other people are happier, but we keep holding on to the same exact way of doing things. Now, it's not that you're not going to get the lesson. It's impossible for you to never get the lesson. You're going to get the lesson. The lesson is the same. See, all of us have some very core fundamental lessons that we are meant to learn in our life. One of my big ones is about rejection. It's really around love, but it's the idea, the notion of rejection. And so I keep having experiences where I have the experience and that I perceive it as rejection, and it's not rejection, it's a conditioning of the mind because I've always thought about it in the way of rejection. So I'm processing through that filter. I'm going to challenge you to think about where in your life are you living within a habit, living within a condition of the mind. See, let me break it down for you because I don't know if you're getting this. See, money is a condition of the mind. So your behavior and your habits are going to produce whatever it is that you believe about money and wealth and prosperity and your worthiness of it. It's a condition of the mind. It's the light switch up and down. Your health is a condition of the mind. Being sick or being well and what that looks like in your life is a condition of the mind. Love, acceptance, approval, or rejection, denial, all conditions of the mind. And so if we choose to allow our higher power to flip on the light switch, we can totally change our entire life around. And here's what our higher power is really saying to us. The lesson is yours, beloved. And I'm here. The light is here. It's illuminated. All you have to do is be willing to receive it. And here's what happens. If you've ever noticed that you're having the same type of experiences over and over and over and over again, this is why people put on the overcoats and try to protect themselves, because they feel like they keep attracting the same type of people, which you are. And let me tell you why. You keep attracting the same type of circumstances. You are. You keep being drawn into the same type of situations or experiences, and you are. And the reason you are is because you haven't flipped on the light switch. You have not flipped on the light switch. And what happens, and I'm sure you've heard this, if you don't, initially life starts out, God starts off giving us a lesson in a whisper. It starts off as a whisper. And then we go through it. And if we don't get the lesson, it turns into a shout. If we don't get it when it turns into a shout, because it's getting more intense, it turns into a scream. If we don't get it when it turns into a scream, bam, they drop a boulder on us. The lessons are getting more and more intense, but the experiences are getting more and more intense, but the lesson does not have to be hard if we would only turn on the light switch of our life. God is already giving it to us. He's already giving it to us. It's free of charge. The only price that we have to pay is through the resistance of turning on the light. The price that we have to pay is we keep holding on to having the light switch down and the lights have to be off, instead of flipping it on and looking at it through a different lens. I'm telling you, I had such an epiphany this morning. I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. Let me see what Janet says. Janet says, I am flipping on my light switch. Absolutely. I would love to know what some of your conditioning is. You know, when we heal through community, I promise you, what you're experiencing, somebody else is experiencing. They're going to be like, oh, I think like that too. Because most of the social conditioning was given to us. It was given to us. And so we just naturally thought, like, especially as kids, we're like, oh, okay, well, that's the way that it should be. That's the way that it is. And so we just go about our life indoctrinating everything in our life, that people should act a certain way, that we should act a certain way. And it's not the truth. It's not the truth. So we're going to let go and surrender our attachments to the habits, the perpetual habits, the obsessive, compulsive habits that we have that keep producing the same exact outcome, number one, and is creating pain and suffering in our life, number two, and is not getting us the outcome that we want, number three. All I'm going to say is turn on the light switch. Turn on the freaking light switch. All right, that's it for today. That's a powerful lesson. I don't know if you got that, but that is a powerful lesson. And it's, last thing, it's as simple. It's as simple as surrender. I know that sounds, it is easy. It really is. It's as simple as let it go. We don't know what's best for us. I'm convinced of that. Like, I'm convinced that I do not consistently know what is best for me. Only my higher power knows. Because clearly I have gotten myself into some chaos, some suffering, some pain. I clearly do not know what is best for me, but I know that there is a power greater than me that does. And I'm willing to follow it. Teach me, God. Teach me. I'm willing to be a student because I'm tired of the suffering. If you're tired of the suffering, just surrender. Just surrender. Okay, that's it for today. Need to make a couple of announcements. Again, we're here every morning between 7:30 and 9:30. We typically going to be on here right around 8 o'clock so that we can get you that morning inspiration, that morning motivation to get your day off on the right start. Secondly, You Revealed the Experience, your mental boot camp. Everything is a conditioning of your mind, and you have got to get your mind right. This is mental boot camp. For those people who are ready to take back, transform, and win at their life, you have got to come June 9th, Atlanta, Georgia. It's a Saturday, the Easley Conference Center. Registration is open right now. $99, early bird, will not last. This conference is going to sell out. We are all ready. People are like, yes. You're going to walk away from there with, first of all, 5-6 hours of coaching by me. Secondly, I'm bringing in the full team, all on Armory, my empowerment network, which is your empowerment network. Whatever it is that you need, because the theme of this conference is how to get your career and your money to chase you. You don't have to work hard. Flip on the light switch. You don't have to work hard and chase after stuff. You don't have to grind and hustle. You don't have to do that. It's already there for you. Flip on the light switch. It's already there. All you got to do is be willing to receive it. Come to the conference. I'm going to work on getting a hotel that will have some rates that are very reasonable for you. And you will have absolutely no excuse. Come hang out in the ATL. Let us show you some Southern hospitality. Coaching, Toolkits, My Empowerment Network, you would not normally have access to these people, but you will through this conference. We're going to have lunch. There are a number of sensory room experiences that are going to be free as a part of this conference. All you got to do is show up for yourself and for your life. Number 2, Vision Quest 2018. If you are ready to pull together a group of your friends, because you need to be ready to set intention for your life. It does not matter. This is not about the New Year's resolution. Hey, Landy, this is about today you taking back your life. You need time and space to get clear about what it is that you want and intend for your life. And then you got to figure out how to move yourself out of the way of it. That's what Vision Quest does. It's a 4-hour workshop. We will host it in your space, in your city. You just need 25 people. And as a host, we provide you with other incentives. So it's a great way for you to get some additional benefits by just pulling together like 25 of your friends, family, sorority, fraternity, church members, neighbors who are on a mission, So all you have to do is contact us at info@IamTracyKnight.com. We will get you a date, get you a time, get you a space, and we are coming to you. Okay? That's it for today. I will be back with you again tomorrow. Please stay connected with us. Like us, tag us, and share us. And remember that today is the day that we begin to take back, we transform, and we win at our own life. I'll see you again tomorrow. Peace.